What up? This is Chess Plays Gabe. You already know what it is. It is day 64 of our Road to 2000. And before I go into the game today, if you saw something weird yesterday, no, you didn't. But also go check out that video. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it here. We're going to be playing against Uthalem 1453, 1625 player from Turkey. Plays d4, which means we only have one possible forced option, which is c5. They push, which means we're probably going to get into a Benko Gambit situation, which we will absolutely take. My opponent seems to take this in stride. Now, I think the ideas mostly behind the Benko Gambit are we want to push this pawn, we want to push this pawn. We don't really want to take. We want to allow my opponent to take. So I'm going to play this one first, just because it strengthens the center immediately. They do play this. I'm just going to push my pawn. This is still protected, of course. And then we're going to defend the knight with my bishop by fianchettoing. And honestly, I don't play this position very too often. And when I do, I'm not that good at it. So I really need to do more deep analysis of this. But I think ultimately the ideas are that we're opening up our queen side, kind of this area of the board, trying to make an attack on the king. And now they're threatening to just outright take this pawn. So I might even push it here. I could take, and they would maybe take this way. But if I push, it kind of disallows my knight from getting to that square. So, or I could do this, takes, takes, takes. That does not look good either. Or I could push a5. I think I want to take here. It might not be the best option, to be honest, but they definitely don't want to take with the bishop. I mean, it looks like you're developing a piece. Yeah, they definitely want to take with the pawn. But now we do get our wide open this side of the board. And I am just going to fianchetto my bishop. These pawns are pretty strong, but they can be attacked pretty easily as well. So we could go for this check. They would just go here. We could also do something like this. They just kind of opened up an attack on their queen. So I will do that. I mean, of course, they have this, but then I can block up the pin with the knight. No, they would just take. Yeah, and that's definitely a move. Here takes. So nothing doing there. I guess I could go. Yeah, already I feel like I'm not playing this super well. Check. They would just go here. Takes. I think I have to actually take this, which is a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. What are you going to do? They're probably going to get a pretty strong claim to, I don't know, if they just move their queen here, that is going to be pretty strong. I'm looking for tactics where I can attack the queen and also attack the bishop. Here, I still want to play it, even though I know it's not good. But maybe there's ideas. There are going to be ideas. Just drawing arrows. Okay, here, I guess I just want to get my knight to here, but they can immediately push this. So maybe I push this pawn first. Let's push a5, and then maybe just go for a5, a4, a3. I mean, why not, right? This just gives it up. That's why not. But maybe now I'll move my queen to b6, and I'll just, casually attack this bishop. And yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing. Don't watch this and think that I know what I'm doing in the Benko Gambit, because I absolutely do not. But we're trying our best here. Now, they could just protect like this. And this actually seems like a very strong move, because if I ever undefend this, or if I ever uncover this bishop, and they could even push these pawns to get that to happen, then it would be checkmate. So I have to be very careful. My opponent is thinking, though. My first instinct would absolutely be to play queen c3. But then I might even just play queen b4. Takes, open up my file, get my knight out and into the game. I guess I won't be able to get into the game if my pawn is right here, but you see what I'm saying? I can start to climb over this way or this way. Yeah, this maneuver, I believe, is kind of the way, or here. And just getting my knight into the game that way. Their knight can just develop, but it's a little strange here what's going on. I'm not totally sure. Okay, that is a hanging bishop, but can they do this? I take. Yeah, wait, I think they just hung their bishop. What am I missing? What am I missing? Here, can they trap my queen? Not without losing their queen, right? That's very interesting. I think I am going to take this. I mean, I can't really see. Oh, they can go here. Right. Okay, so that is not a hanging bishop. Let's not just assume my opponent is doing stupid stuff. Instead, let's play knight a6 and plan to go in here on b4 and just see what happens. This knight doesn't really have a future as of right now. I mean, if you go here, I'll just push probably. If you go here, there's no places to attack. I mean, you could potentially sack eventually. I don't know. Okay, they go there. Yeah, but I kind of wanted to play this anyways. Hold on. Let's think about this. There's no way for me to attack the queen with my knight, which would be the idea. So let's go here. And let's just take. And now your knight's going to go there. Yes. But now, is there a way for me to kind of set up an attack on the rook? That's what I'm wondering here. I could also just rook lift. I could also go here. I think that actually no. Obviously you just take. But if I rook lift, I'm starting to hit all the pieces. And then if I rook lift and then I play something like this, I mean, I don't know what the best rook lift would actually be. I can't go here, obviously. Here seems weird, so I'm just going to go here. Rook a5, and then rook a8. And then kind of the idea is to maybe push this pawn in the future. I guess I could have gone here, but that would just be two minor pieces for a rook, which is supposed to not be very good. Supposed to be. Supposedly. Now, if the queen ever relinquishes the control of this pawn, I might just sack, just because this pawn becomes extremely weak. And yeah, my opponent is a thinker here, which is good for me because I am also a thinker. So hopefully we get to play some interesting moves here. Okay, they play a4. Now, en passant is forced, but I think in this position it would just be bad, unfortunately. So I am just going to play rook fa8 with the idea of just simply taking. I mean, I think you can play this, but then that actually allows me to open up this attack on the rook, and you don't really want that. Here would probably be best. Actually, I could even take this. If they go here, I could take, but they would just take. Oh, wait a minute. So if they go here, takes the rook, takes, and then there's no pawn here, so I could actually sack, because if they take, I take the rook, and then it's actually literally checkmate. Okay, so they go there. I think the idea is still there though. Takes, double sack. If they take, I take here, and then yeah, it's checkmate. So let's do this. I guess it would still be better than this, yeah, because that hangs. So let's take the knight. Let's take d5 with the knight. They're absolutely, I think they're totally fine to take this, but maybe not. Maybe not. Because again, the whole idea is destabilizing. Okay, so I am going to take their rook, and then I'm going to sack my rook. I don't think they saw that move coming, to be honest. That is kind of a double sack. Kind of insane, guys. Kind of insane. Let's see how they respond. Really their only move, because now they're down an entire piece, their only move is to maybe push this pawn, and then I just take and then trade it off and try to go for this endgame. They go there instead. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I just think my opponent missed that move completely. So let's just go back. Let's just go rook b a5, and now I can start pushing these pawns. And this is actually the entire idea of this opening, or of this gambit, is to start pushing the pawns and really just try to get a really strong pushed pawn up the board. Okay, but question is, how do I go about doing that so that I don't lose everything? Here, they're kind of forced to do something. Here. Then I can just take, yeah, let's push the pawn. Let's push b3. If they go here, I will just take, because you can't take as I promote. What else? This is actually looking very nice for me now. I think I kind of messed up the opening, but I found some nice tactics. And now if I go here, though, I mean, if they just back up, well, this is a fork. If they go here, then I can go here. Okay, whoa. I've never seen that, where they just abandon the game instead of, like, their bar going to 0. Okay, well, they must have exploded their computer or something. I don't know how that happens. Okay, you know what? I'll take it, I guess. I feel like I was in a winning position. And you know what they say, and by they I mean me, win or lose, it's time to look at this graph. I have no words, guys. Let's look at this graph. I don't know what I did. 77.9% accuracy. I was winning, but I gave up a couple of like winning positions. I played like a 1700. Awesome. Let's just run through this real quick. And let's see where I messed up. Yeah, they were supposed to take right away. And okay, so it's actually better to start the Fianchettoing. Although the idea of this, like sacking the pawn, is a little bit scary. Like here. I know it's not like a great move because I just take, but then they could take forcibly, like, you know, forcing me to take back. And then I know this is a winning position for black, but it's just a little bit dodgy. So I try to avoid it. I tried to avoid that with this move d6. He played bishop e2, and now, for whatever reason, okay, so now they want me to actually take the pawn. Yeah, fair enough. I did end up taking the pawn in the end, so I think it's okay. And they were actually supposed to take with the bishop. So why is taking with the bishop better? It does activate another piece. However, this is now innately tied to this. I mean, it's also protected by the queen, fair enough, but I mean, let's say that I was able to dislodge it somehow, like here, and then if you move the queen, this is just a free, well, it's not free yet, obviously, but you get the idea. I think they played the more human move there, and this is also okay, but yeah, I should have seen that they were obviously just going to, yeah, this I feel like is almost a mistake because it allows them development, and then I basically had to just chuck my piece. So, you know, not chuck my piece, but, you know, trade, essentially. And then we get into this position, and this is a mistake because I could have taken this. Now, what happens if they go here? I go here. Wow. So I give up the queen, and then I just play on, and this is a winning position. How is this winning for me? Like, I don't think any human would have played this move. Am I dumb? Like, and then I sack. Okay, so I play this move regardless, because obviously if they take, I take the rook, and then I'm just really winning. But yeah, this is not the position I would want to be in. Like, as black, I would not want to play this position. So I'm kind of happy with the way I played it and just ignored the bishop entirely. They do move the bishop. I move my knight in, and that's a blunder because of takes. And yeah, okay. But this is all fine. And then, yeah, this was the right idea. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I was supposed to take with the queen. Oh my goodness, because I guess it keeps this pressure on this. I mean, obviously here is still checkmate. So yeah, you have to be super careful with that. This is the power of the Benko Gambit, though. I mean, opening up the queen side and just having complete control over this A file. Like, even with this pawn here, it's and this rook, it's really hard to defend this. But of course, that's not what happens in the game. I sacked with the rook, which I thought may have been a brilliant sacrifice, but I guess not. F me, I guess. And then, okay, I'm supposed to move my queen there. Fair enough. And pushing the pawn is the best. Now, their best move in this position is just to move the queen over. In that case, I would probably play this. But the best move is maybe just to take. Yeah. And then obviously if takes, this is just completely winning for me because I have a passed pawn. My rook is about to go here and then push and then here. Like what do you even do as your knight has like no moves? Like you play a move like this and then I go here. The best move is to sack the queen. That's insane. Okay. So yeah, just completely losing for white here, but we get the win. I'm honestly feeling like, I don't know, how long is this recording? It's been 17 minutes. I'm honestly feeling like hopping into another one just because I was hoping to finish out that game, you know, in kind of a better fashion, but let's just jump into a new game here and just see what happens. We are playing against Jafrangantang 13, 1602 from Indonesia. Let's see what they play here. By the way, guys, we're up to 1628 elo. That is pretty freaking awesome. And I don't see any signs of stopping here. We get to play another Old Benoni defense and another Benko Gambit. Wow, 2 Benko Gambits in a row. Let's see how my opponent plays this one. Now, already I kind of forgot what the correct moves are here. I'm supposed to fianchetto first. Okay, so they play this move again as well. So let's play this. Oh, I was supposed to take, actually. Already I'd be forgetting. That is a weird move also. That's a really weird move. Let's just fianchetto because obviously if they take, I'll take. And it's going to be really hard to defend this rook. Yeah, already. Okay, so they do go for this move. Fair enough. Fair enough. I feel like I can just ignore it, to be honest, which I probably should. And I think I am going to take this pawn. If they take here, I'm going to take with the queen, which is a little bit uncomfortable, I will admit. They don't take. So now I feel like I want to push a5. I already feel like I'm kind of messing this up, but let's just go ahead. I don't even want to castle yet because they have this move like kind of ready to go. But I could also just go here, like. Yes, you can go here, but then I go check, right? And then if you go here, I'll take, and take the rook. So this seems like a very strong move already. I'm attacking your rook. And yes, you're gonna have a really strong bishop, but I can get out of this attack with just queen a5 check. And actually, if you go here, I just take the queen. So here, if they like challenge my knight here, yeah, my opponent misplayed this. I'm attacking the rook. I'm also opening up this checkmating attack, technically. Yeah, you take, but my brother, just check. And if you defend this way, if you defend this way, I can take this first. And then if you take, this is checkmate. I mean, my opponent might be thinking, oh, well, I'm attacking this too with check. And I have a really strong bishop. But no, this is completely losing. You can't even take the knight because it's pinned. I guess play the Old Benoni, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, here. Okay. Is there some? Okay, they resign. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's. Yeah, win or lose. Let's. Now that was ridiculous. That was an even shorter game, and I played with a 90.2% accuracy because it was mostly book moves. But let's run through this real quick. Yeah, and then I did play this the correct way. My opponent played 2 mistakes in a row and kind of just like completely botched this opening. I was supposed to go for this automatically, which is fair. I should have probably seen that first. But then I play it, and so, you know, I get the job done. And I was just supposed to capture. I guess the idea is takes, takes, and takes, and then your king is in the center of the board, can't castle. My pieces are really strong. However, I wanted to go for checkmate. So by taking this, they go here, and what was even my best move? Like, I could even go here probably, right? Yeah. And then they have to go here, and I would just take, and then I would just develop, and I would just say, hey, I'm going to take your bishop. Your king's going here. This is completely losing. I would take, yeah, your best move is to attack the rook, but I think they would probably play something like this. And then I would take and take. And now we're both not castled, but I mean, look at this evaluation bar, guys. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Well, I'm glad I played that second game because that was extremely fruitful for me. And we get the win. We get the win, guys. We get the resignation. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I guess play the Benko Gambit. I still am not playing it the best way that I can, but it's clearly just a very, very, very tricky opening. And it all comes from playing this old Benoni, which has a lot of other tricks in it. Like, for example, if your opponent just decides to take, you open up the attack on this pawn here. If your opponent decides, oh no, well, I just want a free pawn, let me defend it, that's a mistake. I can immediately go a5, and then their best bet is to just push. I've literally never seen that in a game. I've only ever seen c3 as a response. I mean, you can play other moves like knight f3, whatever, knight d2, whatever. But a lot of the times they'll play this. And then essentially, this is just called the Benoni trap. It's just a trap. I can take, and they actually cannot take back. Their best move is to go here, because if they take back, all of a sudden, queen f6, one of the most tricky and like almost invisible traps. Like, it's really hard to see this move. Your best bet is literally to chuck the knight with check. Like, in this position, you're just completely lost already. So the old Benoni is great. It also stops your opponent from playing Queen's Gambit declined and the London system and other types of d4 openings that they're usually accustomed to. So I enjoy it for that reason, if nothing else. And yeah, I mean, it's just a great opening. I mean, it's definitely not a strong opening at a very high level, but it can definitely trick out your opponents, and that's what happened today, twice. Literally the exact same opening twice. I feel like that's pretty rare. And that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're now up to 1635 elo. Pretty insane, 2 quick wins, and we're just gonna keep going up, baby. If you like this kind of content, please make sure to come back tomorrow because I will be right here. This has been Chess Plays Gabe, the channel where I get absolutely demolished in chess or sometimes play the Benko Gambit 2 games in a row and win 2 games in a row. See you guys in the next one. Go do something fun today. I don't know when this is going to be posted, but it is Saturday right now. I'm going to try to enjoy the sunlight, do some work because I'm always working, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.